Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining my co host Mary and I for another Spiritual Learning Thursday. Every Thursday, we go over a different topic. After we play the video on the topic, we'll take any questions that anyone has and we'll try to answer them the best that we can. If you have any ideas on what you would like to learn about in the next upcoming videos, please leave a comment. We will be with you shortly. If you would be so kind as to take this time to give a like and share out the video, it would be greatly appreciated. Sit back, enjoy the show. Thank you so much again for coming. Hi everyone. Give me 1 second to find where oh, there we go. Here we are. Kind of, sort of. Mary, be back in a second. George, so good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Hello, Diane. Hello, Deborah. Hi, Andre. Hi, Tamara over in Mary's stream. Mary is also streaming. Let me see if I could pin that in the comments. I always forget. I was a little delayed today. Hey, Boomer. Welcome in. So, Mary. No. Luna Eclipse. Let me get her link. Copy. Okay, here we go. Hi, Evie Love. How are you, sweetheart? Welcome in. Mary, you're muted if you're back. Just want to make sure she knows because it mutes her when the video goes up. So what did everybody do today? Anything good and exciting, fun? Oh, this damn heart. Sorry, I have to write something else so it goes up. There we go. There we are. Yeah, it's been a slow week. For me, it's a busy week because it's Holy Week this week, but you know, it is a busy week, I guess, for everyone because I haven't seen a lot of people around the tubes in the last week. So I hope everybody's well. Mary and I will be doing a video today. When Mary comes back, we'll put up the video. Nope, same old stuff. Yeah, I tell you, George. We put up the video about REM pods and EMF meters, how they work, a little about the history, what they were made for. Ugh, I know, Boomer. I got a new deck of tarot cards, major only, and this morning I blessed, cleaned from the journey, welcomed them into the, oh, lovely. Hi, Babs in Toyland. Much love to you. Ooh, you're in Canada. Hi, Annie. Canada. Danny's in Canada. My friend and boyfriend Danny's in Canada, and my friend Tina Sis is in Canada. I know it's still cold there, I'm thinking, isn't it, Annie? Nothing exciting. My darn tooth extraction is hurting again. I tried to eat a sandwich out. Ooh, no, you gotta eat something soft and cold, like ice cream. Have some ice cream, Diane. Ice cream is always good. I don't know. Mary got lost. We lost Mary. Oh, no, she's there somewhere. She's there somewhere. She put the video up. You're still on mute, Mary.
I know I was.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. I'm like, if she talking to me,
Hi, Tammy. Hi, Boomer. Hi, Babes in Toyland. Hi, Diane.
with your thong bikini on, huh? Well, then it must be nice where you are in Canada. Uh, it's been 5 days, though. I thought it would be okay. 5 days. That is a long time. Hey, Kelly Love. Much love. Welcome in. Um, oh, there you go. It's nice and loud now. Hey, Pammy Love. You're married today. It's good to see you, Pammy.
I think I got the wrong one up. Yeah,
No, that looks like the
right
right one.
one.
Dash the video, you mean? That's the right one.
Yeah, it is. I don't know what I was. Sorry, I'm not all great today, so
The
I'm here.
paranormal intrigues me. Ah, did you have any
Going,
experience, um, Babes in Toyland? Or you just find the topic itself interesting? Hey, Dustin, much love to you. Thanks for coming in. If you guys are married, don't see who we're saying hello to. We're also streaming on mine. So we're streaming on both when we do this because we're both hosts. So we stream it on both channels. So if you don't hear who I'm talking to in your chat, it will be in the other. Deborah, you're still here. Deborah, so nice talking to you today at she was at the Dragons. Kind of had a bump in with a ghost, long story short. Ah, well, yeah, they pop up in all sorts of places. There's actually more of them than there is us. I'm more than sure. So you will run into them sometimes. There is us. I'm more than sure.
sorry.
Yep. I'm like, whoops, I'm hearing my voice, and then I go, oh God,
Yeah,
I don't like hearing my voice. Hey, Carl, love, much love to you. Thanks for coming
I'll
in.
put it on my phone.
Yep, that's gotta be it. Is yes. I mean, I have 70 in my house at any given time, 70 to 80, and then crossover days I have about 600 in. So my fog just stole my sandwich from. I'm thinking she's saying is it a frog? A dog. My dog just stole my sandwich. I know, Pammy, she has a dog. My dog just stole my sandwich from as I went to the bathroom. Then he tried
You're burying it.
burying bread under the blanket. Oh, he's a stinker. He left you the onions and lettuce.
He left the salad. He took the meat and the. He took
Yep,
the.
that's
Your
what
dog
doggies.
put you on a diet. Hi, Carl.
That's what doggies do.
Dogs put me on a diet.
Smart dog, yes. Like, nah, onions and lettuce not my
Well,
thing.
it is a smart dog just to let leaves the lettuce and the tomato and the onion. I mean,
He was probably like, "Why'd she put this on there? I just wanted the bread and the meat."
right? Are you saying, why are you feeding this to me, Mom? I ain't what I wanted. You're the one that went off and left it. I thought it was for me.
Onions are deadly to cats and dogs. Oh, there you go. It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. That's it. I was wondering what he was burying in his blanket. Yeah, that's what he was burying, your bread. Alrighty, guys. So today, this is part 3. We've been doing something, a mini series in our spiritual learning called Paranormal Toolbox. And we've been going over all the items that they have for proving the paranormal, so to speak. So, and everybody always asks me, does this work? Does that work? Does this work? Things work for what they were created for. A lot of this stuff wasn't originally created for ghost hunting. We just, people who worked with spirits realized that these items would work, or could work, or could interact. The spirits could interact with them. So we did the spirit box, how it worked, the history, and all that. Um, the first time. Second time we did like pendulums. So number 1 was spirit box. Number 2 was spirit rods and pendulums, and now number 3 is REM pods and EMF. Christina, lately I have things come up missing, but then the stuff is found in some weird, spot, or just found after I've looked everywhere. Hadn't had a new session. Oh yeah, they're trying to get your attention. Like, if we put this here, maybe he'll talk to us. That yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna play the video if everybody's ready. Might as well.
Sorry. Sorry.
Well, no, that's okay.
Hi, Evie.
Um, yeah. Um,
Hi, PPR. All right, I'll get to it.
oh yeah, take your time. We're gonna play the video. After the video, we'll take any questions you guys have on these items, and I'll show you. Maybe my kiddos will play with the EMF for you. I do not have a REM pod. I had something like it. It's probably in storage. Um, but I don't find it useful for the places that I go to investigate. I guess if I was paying money and going to those, really, places where they say are haunted, like, hotels and stuff, where I could put this in my room and it wouldn't annoy somebody, um, then fine. But otherwise, I'm usually out and about, and that I would find that annoying. Plus, I would think that outside things would annoy it too much, so I wouldn't I wouldn't use it. That's more for people who investigate like abandoned places, or like I said, they pay money to go to like these jails and stuff and investigate. For me personally, it's not a tool that I really that I need for where I go. Yeah, they probably want to talk to you. Yeah, maybe it's someone who came to visit, came by to visit a loved one or something that passed and is like, "Hey, okay, you ready?"
Yeah.
Okay, when you're ready, I'm going to mute. Hello and welcome to another spiritual learning video. Today we're doing the Paranormal Toolbox number 3 and we'll be going over the REM pod. What is it and how does it work? The REM pod has an EM radiating antenna that detects energy disturbances and fluctuations using multicolored lights and an audible alarm. REM stands for radiating electromagneticity. It is basically an electric field detector like static. It has been designed to emit an electromagnetic field, or to make it simpler, a bubble surrounding the device that can be broken by anything that has its own EM field. EM, or electromagnetic field, is a property of space caused by the motion of an electric charge. Basically, a combination of invisible electric and magnetic fields of force. To manually set off a REM pod, you have to get very close to the antenna or actually touch it, which breaks the EM field or bubble around it. Walking nearby or waving a hand around at even a short distance doesn't set it off, but a mobile phone or walkie-talkie will set the REM pod off if it's too close. It's a favorite among paranormal enthusiasts because of its visual and audio elements. It can be used in a totally different area to investigate because it alerts you with the audio when it's being set off. So you can be in a totally different part of the building investigating. The device can come in many disguises, but the original REM pod is a distinct red and black casing, and it has 5 LED sticks with an ambient temperature range, which can also detect a fluctuation of temperature, plus or minus 50 degrees Celsius. Many paranormal investigators have begun making their own REM pod, which are basic versions of the original. They're generally smaller in a black casing with only 1 to 3 LED lights. Also available are trigger objects with built-in REM pods made by specialists. These are including teddy bears and dolls. Now I know what your next question's going to be. What's the difference between a REM pod and an EMF meter? Well, an EMF meter detects electromagnetic fields, while REM technology basically detects anything with capacitance that pass in or out of its electromagnetic field bubble it made around itself. EMF meters were designed to detect wiring inside walls, so they can detect about 50 to 60 hertz. For example, if I took my EMF meter and put it next to a live wire with current running through it, the EMF meter would go off. However, if I took a copper wire that had no electrical current through it, but is a natural conductor and does have capacitance flowing through it, the EMF meter would not go off. If I would put my EMF meter next to a plasma ball which radiates its own electrical magnetic field, it will not go off because it is under the 60 hertz. Humans have electricity flowing through their body. REM technology will pick that up as a capacitant if you're too close to it. However, your EMF meter will not. So, in a nutshell, the EMF meter looks to detect current, while the REM technology looks for capacitance. If my EMF meter can't detect me, can it detect spirits? It's 50-50 on that. However, they can manipulate it for yes or no questions. So, it is worth having in your toolbox, especially with the $12 to $18 price tag. The REM Pod's creator, Gary Galaka, started creating these devices after he tragically lost his oldest daughter, Melissa, in a fatal car crash in 2004. Several days later, the family returned home from the hospital and immediately began reporting odd experiences, which the family believed was Melissa attempting to communicate with them. Gary stated Melissa started to do things like ringing the doorbell, changing TV channels, turning on and off lights. Then one time, she even came into his bedroom and he felt her sit at the edge of the bed. Gary was inspired by these personal experiences and created devices that he believed allowed him and others to communicate with spirits. Now, the next question, does the REM pod work? Well, the same as the EMF. They work for what they were intended to work for. Do they pick up spirit energy? That's all up to us to prove as paranormal investigators. Thank you so much for joining us on another spiritual learning video. To see more, please check out the spiritual learning playlist. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Hit the thumbs up and share. We'd greatly appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one. Alrighty. So, some information that I had to go searching what the difference was. I'm not a big science buff, guys, but I realized the differences after I watched a few videos and how they worked and stuff. And a science guy who, works with EMFs and stuff like that. So it's super interesting. There's a few differences with them. So the EMF, like they said, was intended, it was built to find live wires in the wall, which it does do that. you know, um, spirits can interact with anything electrical or with batteries. They can drain your batteries for the energies. So they can technically, I know personally because they, play with mine. They do it to the beat of the music. I do different things with the EMF. And they like the EMF. They like to play with it. They like to interact with it. Now, if I was walking around a building and there was a spirit that didn't want to be detected, he wouldn't touch the EMF or manipulate it. Would if I walk through him, would it pick him up? I'm not sure because it doesn't pick me up, right? But like I said, if the spirit wants to interact with it, it will. So I know that the EMF works. Like I said, the REM pod, I don't know. It was noisy. It was set off by anything, like anything would set it off. A bug going into the bubble that it makes around itself. So it makes an EMF field around itself. And then if something goes in it, any capacitance at all that has some kind of energy, will set it off. So a bug could fly in there, set it off. You know, um, anything, any kind of electronics too close to it will set it off. You can set it off. So especially if you're behind the antenna. Thank you, Evie. So yeah, so it was, hey Charlie. So yeah, like I said, so it depends. If you're going to use it as a tool, a secondary tool to leave in another room while you're investigating something else, you'd have to have a camera on it to see, did a bug fly in the EMF bubble, like did something else happen? I know somebody told me that they use it, and if they get strong winds, it will set off the audio on the REM pod. I don't know. Does wind carry electric? I don't know. So, it would be something you'd have to sit there and test, but at $90 a pop wouldn't be something that I want to sit there and test. Because it's expensive. It's an expensive tool to have. So, I hope that information, guys, helped you with EMFs and REM pods. And do you guys have any questions before I kind of show you the EMF? I can show you the EMF, like I said, and we could see if the spirits want to interact with it or light it up to music or something. But I don't have a REM pod to show you. Sorry. Now, Mary, did you ever work with a REM pod?
No, I don't. Not with the REM pod, no. But well, a similar one, yes. It wasn't. It was basically the same thing, just wasn't the REM pod.
Yeah, it was one of the ones that somebody made themselves.
Right, right. Yeah, I have messed with them. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and they do work. You got to be the spirit or whoever, even if it's you. You have to be close to it. I mean, it's something that you have to walk up and almost touch or whatever. It's not like it's going to pick up something across the room. They have to be close to it. But yeah, they work. They work pretty well. Actually, they're one of the main. I would say one of the main uh, tools that you would use for ghost hunting or spirit hunt. For spirits or however, whatever you want to call it. Investigations.
Hi, Spooky Zombie.
They
Welcome in.
have tools to use.
Yeah, a lot of people like them, and like I said, it depending on where you go. Like, I'm not gonna bring it to a cemetery and try to, Yeah, the places that I would go, I don't think it would be a tool that I use. But if you're one to go on in these like abandoned places, in these places like these houses and stuff that you pay to take tours, then yeah, I would think that maybe.
Well, I mean, I would use them. I mean, they're one of the top uses, for any ghost hunting or anything you want to do, for investigations and stuff. Top tools that they use. There's more that the EMF meters. There's different ones that you can get.
Oh yeah, now those I've tested.
Have the heat sensor on them and stuff like that too.
Yeah, I've tested a few of those. I had like this big one that you would open up and you'd pull it, and it was like a light thing. The amount of energy it would take for the spirits to use some of them, according to some of the spirits, was like it's almost not worth it. The regular one seems to be easier. Oh, EMF meters need to pre-check for electric, Wi-Fi, and other waves. Yes. Yeah, like because it will pick up 50 to 60 hertz. So if it's under 50 hertz, it normally doesn't pick it up. Depending how much over, like I couldn't find how much over it would have to be for it not to pick it up, but it will not pick up under 50 hertz. So depending on what other devices that you're going to use, um, if you find the wattage or the hertz or whatever, find out how much EMF it emits, that would be easier to use around your EMF meter. But the EMF is like I said, not as like if you put on your plasma ball, which emits a EMF, but it's under 50 hertz. You can put it right on top, anywhere around it. That EMF meter will not go off. So it depends the distance. It also depends on, like I said, how many hertz of EMF, that it's putting,
Yeah.
the device is putting out.
Yes, Carl, you do have to check. You have to check for electrical spots. You want to make sure that you're not picking up something that's electrical around you. If
Oh
you're
my, Charlie, you're hysterical.
you're not going to have that issue. But if you're in a building that you don't know anything about, whether you don't know whether it has electricity or not, you want to check to make sure that you're definitely not picking up anything electrical around the devices, because electric will set them off. Especially if you set it too close to it, to something that's charging it, like a light fixture to plug in to your cell phone. Some cell phones will set it off. You're best to set your cell phones in airplane mode, and that'll help to keep it from setting them off. Stuff like that. There's things that will set them off. So you need to do a little research on it. But we told you the basics, and
Yeah.
for the most part, and what I've just told you about electrical setting it off, and that's pretty much what you need to know
Hi,
about.
face to face. Oh yeah, and you could do additional research. I picked the most,
I base
the
that.
easiest to understand and like light, stuff. Um, I'm gonna try to see if I can find my camera settings. Turn yours around. Camera. I asked the kiddos, like, hey, would you use the EMF for us a little? Let me turn on the camera. Okay, so there's my EMF. It's on my table. My power source is all the way over here. It's a good, I don't know, 3 to 4 feet. It's obviously not going off. Um, well, thanks. Okay. Um, Guys, do you think if we can do some yes or no? Oh, okay. Is that a yes? Okay, thank you. Um, so they can, like I said, play with it. They can do different things with it. They can interact with the
Yeah,
EMF. I don't know what they do in there, but they definitely can. So, so we'll ask you that question. Is it easy to use the EMF for you guys, spirits, to light up the lights? Okay. There you go. It went to orange. So yeah, they can interact with it. Whether, like I said, you walk through them and it will pick them up, I don't know. Do you know that, spirits? If I take my EMF and walk around my house and I walk through one of you guys, will it go off? I'm gonna wait for the yes again. If it's okay. Thank you. Um, so you see, they're a little faster than I can get it out. So, but they can definitely interact with it. I can ask them yes or no questions on this, and they can make it go on and off. So this is one of my favorite tools. I don't know, like I said, I don't need the REM pod. I use this. They seem to work it fine. Um, so I don't think that I would spend 90 to upward to $200 on it. It wouldn't be my thing that I would buy, but you guys, now they do have what I saw somebody using some new technology, and this might be something to think about, is that they had it was like a mini to go REM pod, but it could also be an EMF. So it has a wire and it's a little black box, and that would be something that you would put inside maybe a bear or something like that. And so it has a pin, so you can leave it on the REM technology, or you could pull the pin out and put the pin on underneath, and it will be just an EMF meter. And those can go into like toys and stuff. And I saw somebody use it. I didn't look up the price on that, but I would say that if that is a decent price, then that might be something to look into, because you can put it in your own trigger object. And
you can get them on Amazon for like 50. I think I've seen them the other day for like $15.
oh yeah, so something like that, affordable like that, I would do. But to get the actual REM pod that like $90, I mean, some of them want
No,
120.
I'm the EMF meter. Now the RAM pod's expensive.
Right, but I'm talking about this little tiny box with this wire that I saw that you put inside of everything. I don't know. The EMF meter, yeah, I got this colored one, pink, for the girlies on Amazon for $12.98. So yeah, the EMFs are cheap. I'm talking about the REM pod. I'm gonna no, okay. I just want to make sure I'm not close to it, but I wanted to, yeah, because I wanted to see. Oh, I'm moving.
The little box that you can get that's like a RAM pod is $39.99. The RAM pod itself though is $179.90.
Yeah, I just want to look at that to go one. Let me see.
It's on Amazon. They have several on there, different ones, and different meters and stuff. Let's see. They have what they call a millimeter. Let's see. They just have several different ones on there. You have to decide which one you want and what you want to,
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out that little tiny one that was both, that you can put inside trigger objects. Where that one was, but I'm gonna have to go look up that guy on Facebook.
Well, there's one on here for like
how it works, and
it's small enough to put in something.
No, I mean, this was tiny. I mean, tiny. It was a tiny little.
Oh, yeah, little
about the size of It was smaller than this little box I keep my pendulum in. I mean, it was small.
There's a guy on YouTube making those. Somebody is. There's several people making stuff like this.
And it was a REM pod. It used REM technology and EMF technology with the pins. So I would like to find out a little bit more about that. And that might be something I use, because I have the little animals I got for $15 that you open up their back and you could put stuff in. So I would technically would like to try that one if it's under $20.
You can buy trigger objects too. Like you can go to the dollar store, and anything that the kids for kids, that you want for a trigger object, there's stuff you can pick up that lights up just by picking it up, or motion, or touching, or being close to it will light them up. I mean, it's kind of like a cat ball situation. Same.
Yeah. I have also, guys. And what ghost tours have you all done? No, I don't do the tours. I don't do the tours because of the fact that I will not sign any paper that says I will not cross over spirits. I don't do that. I help all the spirits, and if they want to be helped, I don't care. That's why I do my Sinister Sundays, and there virtually investigate different haunted places so that if there's a spirit there who needs help, and I talk about them and I say, hey, if you guys need help, I can just read an article, talk about them, look at pictures of the place, and if I see some, and I'll talk to them, they'll come here. I don't need to go there. So I don't go to investigate those big houses and tours. I find my own places to go, and my best, I guess, footage really was, well, that place was known to be haunted, but it was outdoors. It was there was a hospital on there, the Edgewood Preserve. There wasn't the Edgewood Hospital, psychiatric hospital on there that was knocked down. The land was still haunted, so but it was free to walk around there, and nobody was telling me I couldn't cross over the spirits. So yeah, we and some of my best footage was from there, and my other good footage was from, I was just literally walking down the street from home from my son's school, and I heard somebody say hey to me, and I turned around, nobody was around. I went back there with my spirit box and stuff, and yeah, I caught like that full-bodied flying apparition towards me right across the street from there, where it was like tennis courts. So you really don't need to pay any of that money to go onto places. There's spirits everywhere, guys. You can talk to them anywhere you want. You could sit on a park bench, and when there's nobody around in the winter, and probably talk to like 18 spirits if you wanted to. Just keep in mind, trigger objects would be pineapple and ham pizza and Pepsi Max.
I just read what Charlie put. I'm over 50 and I hurts a lot.
Yeah, and I heard a lot. That's when you were talking, I was laughing my ass off. I told them that's so funny. What I want to do though is I do want to put in, let me find my video. I have a video called, it must be, I might have stuck it in the spiritual learning playlist just so you guys could, so I could find it easy and you guys could find it easy, or maybe I didn't.
I know, Boomer. I just tease them back at you.
I didn't put it. Okay, so I'm gonna look for this video. Maybe it'll be in other spooky stuff. I did a video called Not So Paranormal Tools, and I showed you a whole bunch of objects that you can use that are not made, because once they say they're paranormal things, like if you, before those people use those cat balls for paranormal, they were literally just cat balls. You can buy them as cat balls, a set of 3 of them on Amazon for $9. Once they started selling it at the paranormal place, they wanted $40 a ball. Yeah, and some people that were starting didn't know, Mary, and they were buying those paranormal ones, and I'm like, are you nuts?
No, you can still buy them. You can, if they're called a cat ball, go to the pet store and buy them. They're like $6.
Yeah, like I said, I think Amazon has them a set of 3 for $9.99. Cat balls. And they have all different types of cat balls that you can use. You don't have to use that one that everybody uses for the paranormal. I actually got ones from Amazon. They were a little more expensive. They were $6.99. They were cat balls. They're so hard to go off that I actually find it better than the regular cat ball, because you'd really have to move it. So that's something to look into. Hey, David, much love to you. Thanks for coming in, sweetheart.
I got a couple of those. They're yellow. They're yellow colored, but they don't have the different color lights on them.
No, yeah, this one either. It's like
yellow looking, but they're very. You have to really get on them to make them go off.
Yeah, like I had a pink one. I think I gave one to Danny, a green one, and like you put it on and you put it on the table, I can hit the table, it wouldn't go off. But if I would like hit it, it would just like there was a red light in it. It wasn't a whole bunch of colors, but I was like, this is good because it's not as sensitive, you know. So yeah, well, Boomer, you know, nothing is a reliable tool because technically, you know, spirits don't exist. So they, is according to scientists, so they haven't made any reliable tools to, you know, to do this. However, like I said, if they can interact like they're doing with my lights, if they can interact, can you put it to yellow for me? Just yellow. Wow, you went all the way up there. You tried. You couldn't stop. That's all right. Um, if they can interact with this, they can interact with a cat ball, definitely. Um, you know.
They have mine.
Yeah.
I
Um,
will.
and so, you know, it's all in, you know, if you can tell them, I'm putting this out, can you move it? And then, you know, if they move it, then okay. So then, you know, take it and put it in another part of the room and go, okay, can you move it here? You know, and see. But but yeah, there's a whole bunch of different, like I in this video I showed, like I got a nightlight, a motion censored nightlight for like $3 off of Temu. And I showed you how if you put that on, you know, on the motion sensor part in the dark, they can walk past it and turn it on and off. Like it was great. You didn't need to spend all this money on motion sensor, you know, cameras and all this craziness they have, because that thing was $3 and it would set it off. And you can tell because I tested how far away you'd have to be for you to set it off, you know. If I disappear, that's why. Oh, but it's been glitchy. I'm sorry, Deborah. So yeah, so sorry, I have this turned sideways, so it's hard for me to read the chat. Someone is in eBay was selling cat balls for $20 each. They were labeled as paranormal equipment. Yes,
Hey, I
David,
know.
they do that. As soon as
Surprised
they
me.
put that, you know, paranormal, you know, thing on there, that's it. Then you're stuck. They want you to pay all this money because it's supposedly a paranormal tool. They really, once it started getting popular and people started trying to use, you know, different things, they really got you. They really got you with, you know, how much they were charging you for things. And the prices just keep going up and up. They don't go down, they go up. Like you used to be able to get a spirit box for $60. Now they're 80 to 130. I saw the new SB7 for $135. I said, are they crazy? They're crazy. Why? It's why? It's the same thing that it was before. I don't even find it any different. I've had 4 different kinds of SB7s. They're all the same, except now they have the temperature and a different color backlight. But besides that, they're all the same. It's a radio that scans, you know? I'm sure some people are buying. Yes, Diane, they don't know. Like when I first started the paranormal, and I was looking all over for different things, and I was looking at the prices, and I go, these people are crazy. And then the bigger YouTubers were like, oh, look, I got this music box thing, and this guy's making them for $90. I was like, what the hell? $90 I could eat for a week, you know? So yeah, you don't want to go broke buying these tools. So I'm gonna put in,
You can do not when you can use something that's way cheaper or make your own. I
right.
mean, some people got stuff laying around their house that they can make stuff out of. I mean, seriously. I mean, I wouldn't go broke buying any of it.
Oh, everybody's in Mary's today.
You're
Okay,
doing it for a
let me
living.
go put it in Mary's. So this this link is my not so paranormal tools, and I will show you just some different things like the light and stuff that and how I put like the cat ball inside the animal. I also have this um little, it's like a little heart, and when you squeeze the heart, it plays music, or you can put a message. And I put that in one of the bears, and that was pretty cheap. I think $8 for those little recorders with the, and it has a button. And I'm like, well, maybe they can play with this, and if somebody's real powerful and they can turn it on, and that music goes on, because it doesn't go off by itself. I have to really push it. So I'm like, oh no. So that's pretty good. So yeah. I studied software programming, not networking. Deborah. Well, sometimes it is the site that you go to. Like sometimes I'll go to Facebook, but Facebook is just having a problem. The rest of the places work. It's just the Facebook that doesn't work. Or I'll go on YouTube's acting crazy one day. I'll go off YouTube. I'll go on Facebook. Facebook is fine, but YouTube is being sucky at the moment. It's their servers. So he's right about that. Sometimes it would be the all of YouTube, not a certain channel. you know, and that happens sometimes. All right, let me find Mary's chat now. Oh, let me put my phone back
What are you
on.
putting there?
Oh, in your chat I put that is the video linked to my video that is not so paranormal tools. So it's
Okay.
tools that you can use that are cheap, that were not made for paranormal, but that
Yeah.
would work the same as a motion sensor camera, because you're going to have a motion sensor light with your cell phone, pointing at it, stuff like that. So just so you don't, the most you're going to spend is $50, and you can go investigate with a whole bunch of tools instead of paying $90 for one REM pod, let's say.
Right.
So yeah, so that's what that video is. But yeah, so I just thought it was interesting. So do you guys like these topics where we go over the tools? I don't know how many more tools there really could be. We might have one more. I mean, I did REM pods, EMFs, um, spirit boxes. We did pendulums and dowsing rods. What else is there? What else is there? Dollar Tree was selling motion detector toy witches and ghosts that talked, laughed, and lit up. I've seen them been. Oh, there you go, David. Yeah, of course. That's something you can use. Most definitely. Um, Boomer for Mary and Christina. What's your take on the whole flashlight thing? Do you mean like that the spirits can turn on and off the flashlight? I mean, I've seen them, put the flashlight, and supposedly the spirits can press the button. Those buttons are hard to press. I don't know. You'd have to have a
Well,
easier one, I think.
it's the end of it. I think is where they can manipulate the end of it and screw the end of it to something to do with the end of the flashlight. It's not the button itself. It's the I don't know how to explain it. But
Oh,
anyway,
is it where the battery would touch the light, the where it comes in contact with the
that
spring?
fact, what it is what the spirit draws off the energy in the flashlight. It
Well,
can
that part we know, but
okay, wait a minute, let me finish. If the spirit can manipulate energy, they can most definitely manipulate that flashlight because it is energy itself. So yes, I do believe they can be done. Now, if they're holding the flashlight, I don't know so much about that. But if it's sitting on a shelf and it's the flashlight's going off when they ask it to, or if it's coming back on when they ask it to, and there's no cuts in that film, then yes, I believe it. I believe the spirit is doing that. Yes, most definitely.
Oh yeah. Well, he says though it's a certain type of flashlight, mini mags, where they present the halfway on off by twisting it. No, because
I don't. No, I don't. Yeah.
no, I mean, if it was totally a regular flashlight that was all good, that you put on the table, that it's tightened and working the way it should, and the spirit can press it, like I said, the button would have to be easy to use. Then yeah, I'll be inclined, but halfway on and off, no, because if you jiggle it a certain way because of the battery, like I said, the spring with the battery that touches, they're all battery operated, unless you get a one of those that you charge with your phone charger, which doesn't take a battery, the rechargeable ones. I might be inclined with the rechargeable ones even more than the battery, because if you loosen that battery thing and the spring doesn't touch it exactly, that thing can go on and off. Oh no, without anything touching it, with just
I don't
the
know.
wind.
It's possible, but I don't have faith in that like as much as
Right.
I do one that they just manipulate the energy of it.
Right. Right.
That's
Yeah. I agree with you, Mary. It can't be that you make it so that it's loose, so that it jiggles. No. I don't believe all that. No.
I sent you a message, Christina. A message. You guys should really check out Kenny something's channel. So I can't see it.
Oh, George said that has been debunked. Did they debunk that, George? I'm sure they did, because they debunk everything. Oh, okay. No problem, Mary. I was gonna show them, just since I have that. I think I have it right out. I made it go off already. Okay. So anyway, I have this guy, and I pressed the button by accident, and it's singing. It's singing. Anyway. Okay. So I have this. It has an on and off button. You have to press it for it to go off. And then, so if they squeeze this animal, woohoo, when you put it in there, if they squeeze this animal, like I did by accident when I grabbed it, it would sing. And then I have this one. And this one has a little pouch too. And it has a light up ball in it. But these balls are not, like, you have to bounce it. So it's not exactly a cat ball. So I use these things to see if I can get the kids to touch them. But you can put a cat ball in here. I've done it with cat balls before. But you really have to hit this for it to go off. So that's like the kind of different things I try. So you can put cat balls in here. You can put those singing devices, and you can get ones that are maybe even easier to use. Mine is hard. They're not as easy. Like I said, you have to really hit them. But like, I have all these kind of things. I got like a whole case of these to put out for the kids to play with and everything here. On like Oriental Trading, I think, for like $7. So actually Oriental Trading has a lot of light up kind of things that can work for trigger objects. So you get a whole case of them. And then you could sell them to other people as paranormal tools for more. I don't know. I'm kidding, guys. Anyway, so I do have these guys. These guys were really cheap. Do not buy the trigger animals for $90 with the lights in them. These guys I got at, like, I think Marshall's. One of them was $7. This guy got Five Below for $5. It's one of those that you put the, like, warming bags in for kids. And this one was also something like that. And I got it on Amazon for $15. Before I found this other guy. And Marshall's sometimes has them during the winter for the kids, and they're like $7. They were last year. I got one for my grandson. So yeah, I would just get these guys. I would not buy any expensive $90 teddy bear. No. Anyway, they like the teddy bears. I got them off Temu, right? They have a whole bunch. Goodbye, George. Have a good one. Much love to you. The one place they have tried to debunk was the Lamb House, Carmel, Maine, and not debunked by lots of teams. One thing I will admit, though, my niece had a Paradise Light Up shoes, and there was a time I noticed they did light up on their own, and they were just sitting in the... Oh, you're right, Boomer. like those Skechers that when you walk, they'll light up only when you walk. And now they have on and off switches, so it would be good to test with the spirits. Heats up, turns, cool off, cools down, comes back on, mag lights. Oh, that makes sense, George. Eyes light up on teddy bear. Ooh. Through the Veil uses one. Yeah, I've seen those, but like I said, I think they're like $85. Deborah, I was like, nope. I'm not really sure about using a flashlight. I'd have to try it. Yeah. I mean, I'll have to check out that channel. Never heard of that one, Carl.
Yeah, he's a debunker.
Ah.
I'm checking him out now.
Yeah, I think my son took all my flashlights, so I can't even take one to show you, because I don't have any.
But it is what it is. I mean, there's so many people saying this or that and this, and you're going to have, as a person that you are, you're going to have to decide yourself what you believe, what you don't believe, and what you feel like works and what doesn't work. All of us can sit here and say what we want to say and tell you this works or that works or this doesn't work or that works or this is fake, that's fake, and all that. But it's in what you believe yourself and how you feel about it and how you see it yourself.
Well, and Mary, not only that, I always tell people the spirits, right? They have their own preferences and their own things. Some spirits are stronger than others. Some learned how to manipulate items. Some did not. So it could work with one spirit, not another. So it's really depends on what spirit you have around you all the time too, what they can use. You could go to a house that's totally active and they can't use any of the devices because they either A, don't know how, B, some of them are afraid of them. They're like, what the hell is that? I'm not touching it, So yeah, I mean, it could be a number of things, but my spirits, like there's some apps that I go, oh, you want to try this? And we'll try it and nothing will happen. And I'll leave it on for like, hours. And then like, what's the matter? They're like, nope, we can't use that. It's too hard. I'm like, okay. So you got to test them because they're like, no, some of these don't work. They're too hard. I
mean, there is, and I'm not going to say that the debunkers people are, I'm not against them. I mean, I debunk shit myself. So, I mean, we all do that. If you're a true investigator and you believe you know, in the paranormal and you want to know the truth of it all, you're going to debunk your own shit. You're going to debunk other people's stuff.
That's
I
right.
get it. But, you know, I mean, it's just when it gets you, it's where you have to come in and decide whether you believe it or not. And
Right.
that's the bottom line in that.
Right. And I told Mary this plenty of
But
times.
that sounds
I
good.
don't mind debunkers. I don't like debunkers who don't believe at all in the paranormal. I like debunkers that are believe in paranormal, that have even had experiences that go,
Right.
okay, this is
It's a
light
possibility, you know.
reflecting off of this. It's not a spirit, you know, that scientifically prove things to be like, oh, because some things, you know, I don't know how all light reflects off of surfaces. So I might see something on my video and go, holy shit, that's something, you know, I can't explain it. I don't know why that happened. And he goes, no, it happened because the window was at 60 degrees
Right. You got to take
uh, from
consideration.
the
You got to
camera, 60
take
inches, I don't know, whatever. And they'll tell you, and then it'd be like, oh, it was the light from the coffee table.
like take boomers for instance. You
Hey,
know,
Street Poet, much love to you.
we debunked a few of his just by the cars going by and lights
Yeah.
coming through windows, stuff like that. You got to take that in consideration. You have
Oh,
to
yeah,
take
of course.
the flare off your camera too, like the you know where your lens flare comes back. You have to take that, or you can. There's a lot of things like I was looking at one the other day that somebody put up. It was a picture. It was on a messenger thing and a chat thing, and they put in some pictures in there, and they asked what we thought about them, and I said, well, for starters, I said, if you look in the mirror, I said, yeah, there's a face in the mirror. I said, but it's the face from the picture hanging on the wall. I said, it's not a face pointing back at you. It's not paranormal.
Right.
And stuff like that. So I debunked it. Well, the paranormal group
Hi, Kelly.
that was in, that they're investigators, and they totally agreed with what I said. And then I also said, and they said something else in there, and I debunked it. And I just went through and debunked all their pictures they put up. And I mean, everybody was backing me up on it, you know. And I was like, you know, well, that could be an orb, but it also could be, I said, you know, I can't tell because you can't see it close enough. And I said, it's not a really good picture of it. And I said, it could very well be dust or a bug. And I said, you know, orbs are shaped and they move differently and they're shaped sometimes differently. And I said, they have a glow to them sometimes and sometimes they don't. I said, you just have to, you know, choose on what you think. I said, but I personally think that's a piece of dust.
Right.
That's my opinion. And so I left it at that, you know. So I mean, it is what it is, you know. You gotta take this with, you know, you gotta learn to debunk your own stuff and debunk other people's stuff, but do it the right way. Don't do it in a negative way. Don't be nasty. Don't be derogative towards them.
Right.
Just because they don't know doesn't make them a bad investigator.
Well, everybody has to learn. I agree. When I was learning, I didn't know what the hell any of it was.
You gotta learn sometime, you know. And I mean, it's a live and learn. I don't care who you are. If you're investigating in the paranormal, it's a never-ending learning situation. I don't care. You're never going to get to the end of it until you die, and then you realize what's right and what ain't right. So I'm just saying, it's a never-ending learning process. You're not an expert on it. I don't care who you are in it. You may have been in it for 50 years, and nobody is an expert on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you may know more than most people. Grant you that. But that doesn't mean you know everything.
Yeah. Well, Shelly and Deborah, you've been coming in a while, so I made you guys blues, so you're not in the sea of blues by yourselves.
I sure I just seen you in here. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Everybody's hanging out at your place today, but we're but I got Shelly and Deborah with me.
Sorry.
That's all
You
right.
didn't hear, so I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I don't mind it. Kind of like music theory, never ending learning. Yes. There it is. Mary, give me 1 second. I'm going to just mute myself, but you can talk away there.
I have an app on my phone called VBE. And it says that I used it quite a few times when I lived in my old apartment. I got VBE, Nat Geo. I got oh my god. What is that? What's that app we got? Assilism.
Oh, the ghost here?
Oh my god, Boomer. Oh no, I'm talking about Boomer, the app we got. It's a oh my god, it's got the EMF says on it stuff.
Oh, yeah, the ITC app he called.
Yeah, I did, Frank. I got it on the list.
All right, let's make sure because we have to have them tonight.
The life experiences and point of view of a medium are different from the experiences and point of view of someone who hasn't connected to their own spirit. Yeah, you're definitely right, Street Poet. VBE ITC Master Suite. Very good. I got some of it. I got more of the Mary Boomer. I'm just messing.
I got one.
Yeah, you're right. And it's hard, Street Poet, because like I said, I don't say to them when somebody says I don't believe in that, I go, okay, that's fine. You don't have to. And I don't talk about it with them. Like my friend, she has like some OCDs and some depression and stuff. Because of this, she can't hear about this stuff because it will get her crazy. She doesn't want to think that there's spirits walking around or whatever. She goes, I don't know. I don't care. Don't talk about it in front of me. I'm like, cool. I don't ever try to tell people, hey, spirits exist. You have to believe it. I don't go around doing that. So I don't think that people who don't believe in spirits should go around telling me what I should believe in, you know?
Sure.
Because, I know they exist because I've seen it. Just like people might not believe in God until they have a near-death experience and they see the light and all this stuff, or, and I don't tell them they're wrong, or, they don't tell me I'm wrong, because,
my
there's
brother,
plenty of people who don't believe in God, they're atheists. I don't tell them they're wrong. It's their business.
I mean, he knows that things are around and stuff, but he doesn't want to talk about it. He don't want any discussion in it. He thinks I'm messing up, and he thinks I don't, that I'm in the wrong. But he thinks I'm in the wrong on everything. So the one brother, but the other brother believes. He believes, that there is spirits and that yes, that they are our family and stuff like that. So I mean, he doesn't interact, but he does know that they are around because he feels our mother's spirit around him a lot. So he knows that it's real. I mean, they both do, but they just don't. The one won't. He won't even discuss it with me. The other one will discuss it, but my oldest one won't.
Right. And you know, and that's fine. I don't, like I
Yeah,
said, I
it's,
don't tell
you know,
anybody what.
less.
That's why people are like, why don't you investigate as much as you did before? I go, before I was trying to prove something, but more to myself than to anyone else. And now I'm all in. So I don't have to, because I know. And when people ask me, well, what's the
Hey,
most
Shelly.
haunted? What's the most haunted place you've ever been to? I'm like, my house. I have more spirits at my house crossover day than anywhere else. I'm pretty damn sure. Is that true? Do we when we do crossovers? When we use, yeah, see, we have more spirits here than anywhere else. Where else you gonna find about 600 spirits standing in one place? Nowhere but here.
Well, yeah, but I like to go investigate just for the fun of it. Um, but I mean, I wish that I could go out and do 10 times more than what I do, what I have
Yeah,
done.
well, it's expensive too, Mary. You know what it is? It's expensive.
It is what it is.
So to go like to these places, they want a lot of money. And then
Well, I mean, not all places want a big amount of money,
no,
but
I mean, but you know,
a
but
lot of
other
them,
ones
yeah,
like tours and stuff where it's
right.
$50. There's a whole bunch of people. You can't investigate when there's a whole bunch of
Well,
people.
the only one that I've been to that cost me more than I like to say is Waverly, but
Yeah.
that's a different story.
I mean, I went all over Danny and I went all over Gettysburg. You know, you paid one little fee, I don't know, to get into the park, I think, to park or something.
Right.
Um
Well, that's
but
different.
then we were like, no, we want to take the driving tour. And they were like, oh, that's free. Just drive and follow the sign. Here's a map. You know, and we did that all for free. You drove around the whole town using the map and we went
Right.
places. And, you know, I didn't, you know, we didn't have to, we paid for the hotel room we stayed because we stayed an extra night. That was it, you know, and some food, but we didn't have to pay to go and see anything, which was lovely. I mean, that's how it should be, you know, especially these historical places. Like I can understand donation, like a museum to keep the place up, but to charge so much money, you know, another thing that they take advantage of paranormal people, like, yeah, $100 to spend the night, you know, because this place is haunted. No.
Boomer, is that the one you talked that you showed me that one time, Boomer? Your family? It wasn't on live, by the way.
In the 30 years that I've been active with it, I've only done
It,
about two
it was pretty
investigations.
freaky there, I'll have to say. It's something that you yeah.
Oh, boomer, yeah.
Well, it doesn't now, Diane. Now that he's done been through it, I mean, when you go through what he went through at that, if it's the one I'm thinking of, he showed me. That would be enough to curl your toes and uh, make you think twice about even doing it at all.
Oh, Deborah, well, people that have the gift can definitely tell when other people have it. You need to find places where nobody has done an investigation at, which is difficult sometimes, but I've had
Well, there's a few around
good
here that
luck
I know
a few
nobody.
times. Well, that's why I like those like where the places have been torn down and just the land is like abandoned and stuff because just because the place isn't there anymore doesn't mean the spirits aren't.
What did I think about Waverly? It is haunted, yes, most definitely. Um, I did get some interaction with the ball in the hallway, like some of them do. Don't knock that because it does happen. It is real. I was there. And I know for a fact it was real because I was there, seen it in my own eyes. It is active, yes. Is it scary as hell there? Yeah, it is. But the big part about it being scary there is because you go in, you know what has happened there. You know how many deaths was there. You just so much history about it before you even go there, and that alone it scares you. It spooks you out. So when you go in there and it's dark, and you only have flashlights and lights and stuff like that, except for on the main floor where you have a room that you can go into that's lit. Yeah, it can be freaky and it can be scary, and but yeah, it's definitely haunted. Now is it malevolent? No. Now there is one floor that he's not evil, but he doesn't like people being up there investigating on that floor. So yeah, he will, let you know he's there. I'll put it to you like that. But he's not what you call evil or mean. There's been a few people scratched and stuff there, but I think it's because they either done something they wasn't supposed to, and you know yourself that people go in these places and they're not nice to the spirits. They provoke them. They'll say things just to get them riled up, trying to get their investigation better or whatever. So it has a tendency to make them upset. So yeah, they may scratch you or something. But a lot of times when they scratch you, it's by accident. Am I right, spirits? You can use the EMF over there at Christina's. Am I right? Light it up if I'm right.
They did. Do it one more time for her.
It's like that, So you go in there and you know all this stuff ahead of time. So yeah, that's what freaks you out the most. Now the scariest part about it was the basement. I will say, hands down, where where they used to take the body chute and stuff like that. It's hands down the freakiest out of the whole building. I will say, but I mean, would I pay to go there again? Probably not. Not unless I was really gotten a lot better than I am now, and I went with a bunch of people that, that needed somebody to go with them. I would go for that alone, but I wouldn't just pay the money out just to go anymore. No.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
I think the spirits are confused. When I died, I felt and saw so much love and linked to all, then spun back above my. Yeah. Well, some of them, I tell you, a lot of them, especially the children, are so confused, when they don't know what the light is. They go with their parents, they stay where they were, they're afraid, so they don't cross. Most a lot of children don't cross. So unless there was somebody right there, like a grandmother or something. But if all their family, let's say, is alive and no one that they knew passed, they weren't going. They were staying with their families, or with something that was familiar. So they're very confused. But and adults, like, let's say, like the neighbor's ghost, that's what I call him, poor Addison, the neighbor's ghost. But anyway, he's staying because he's waiting for his wife. He will not cross until his wife passes and they can go together. So, you know, everybody has a different reason why they stay, but some of them, yeah, are confused. Oh yeah, MacGyver. My son and I, that's what we used to watch together all the time. But you okay, Mary?
Yeah.
Okay. I know Mary can't stay on too long tonight, guys. But so when she's ready, we'll go. She'll tell me.
Yeah, not feeling so great, you guys. I'm here, but just got some issues going. Nothing to be too worried about.
Kathy said she will go with me when I go. Oh, there you go. Well, you both go to the Grove and you cross over together, Evie. That'd be nice. But the thing was, the old man didn't realize his wife had already passed. Oh, see,
Is
there
that
you
like
go. Because they
Boomer?
lose track of time. You're right, Boomer. They do. However, him, like I asked him, because the wife was really on her deathbed last summer, and then I was like, "Wow, you're still here. She must be okay." And you know, he's like, she got a little better, thanks. And I was like, okay. And then he had asked me about trying to contact his son through a dream. So, Deborah, that's what we were talking about the other day, and I gave him some cornmeal so that he can do that. Um, and they told me that that worked for him, so I was like, great. So he's more apt, even though he's cranky, he's more apt to understand the time. He must count it somehow, probably by the night and day, because he always hangs out in the neighbor's yard. He must count it, and he literally goes and checks on them, so he knows. He's waiting. You know, he's waiting. She
Yeah, I
didn't
got a feeling
want
it's not
me
me
to
too.
see her pass away the hospital because she knew it would upset me. She passed away with my dad present. I held her hand as long as I could. Yeah, they wait. They wait, Deborah. Let me tell you, my mother, they told me, they told me she's not breathing well and we had to do not resuscitate. So they were like, she'll go within a few hours. So I went there with my kid. I went there straight from work. My son's father brought my two kids. They were still young. I think my daughter was 10 and my son was 4 or 5. Or my daughter was 11 and my son was 5. That's what it was. And he brought them, and then I called her friends from work, and I called everybody that I knew could come, and I told them. And
I know what you do about it recently.
so we went, everybody went. We were going down in the elevator, and the people from her job were going up. They sang to her, her whole little group that she worked with. They sang, the nurses sang with them, everybody sang. They left. So they were there like a half hour, because it took me about a half hour to get home. I walked in the door, the phone rang, and they told me she passed as soon as like the group from work went down in the elevator, because she knew that was the last bit that was coming that day. And yeah, she passed. She didn't want to pass with anybody there. They were like, they must have just hit the bottom floor of the elevator when she passed. So Christina and Son, that overswept feeling of comfort, utter love, and being connected to everything was amazing. I can imagine, Carl. She said, yes, we will go to the Grove and cross over. Yeah, of course. That'd be nice. Oh, yeah, my God. I did that crossover remotely through a private video call. I've done that, Boomer. Like I crossed over some spirits over at Eli's remotely. Um we because he had something there that was bothering the girlfriend, so I did that. But I mean, he wasn't a bad spirit. He just he just wanted to go. My mom's friend passed a week before my dad's mother, and she waited for my dad's mother to cross. There you go.
I got an ex-boyfriend that's waiting for me to pass. He's waiting on me. He hangs out with uh he's been to Misty's and hangs out over there and he hangs out over here. And he stays here most of the time, but he travels around. He goes and sees his daughter and all them, and then he'll come back here.
Yep. Um, I think they are on another realm that overlaps onto ours. That's what I think. Oh, could be, Carl. Um, Oh, that's for you, Mary from Boomer.
I
My
know.
dad too
Okay.
passed the moment we all stepped out of the room. There you go, Diane.
I tucked it back to him.
Before she passed away, she said that I could still talk to her anytime. You can, Deborah. I'm telling you. She probably looking over your shoulder now, reading all your text messages. So don't text any guys dirty stuff because she's gonna be giving you the stink eye. Because I know these little ones can read. They read what we're writing. I know.
That
I know Jacoby over at Mary's will read, what I'm writing to her. So we can't write anything bad.
he's over my shoulder now. Now he won't go tell anybody what I put, but he
Well,
will.
except that he'll tell your mother if you say something about.
He will.
Remember that time he told on you when you told the story about your mama?
What? No, I don't remember what.
You were telling the story about your mom taking off her shirt because of the mouse, the bug, whatever went in her shirt, and then you're like, "Now don't go telling her," and that was so funny.
Yeah, I said, don't go tell her that I told this story.
Yep, and he went and told her.
That's different though. He did it on purpose. He did it because
Yeah, I know.
it's just to be funny. If it'd been something that I didn't want personally out there, he would not go tell it.
Oh no, of course not.
Because he is my spirit guide, regardless of I mean, they do hold our secrets. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got Kip over here. He's not gonna tell anybody anything I say either. So, and
who they gonna tell, really?
right.
Deceased people, or
me.
me, maybe they might come and tell me. You know what Mary did?
She's not here, and she's not here to hear it. He's not gonna go tell her.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't think I've done an individual crossover in about 5 to 6 years. Well, I thought I was going to just cross over that one person from Eli's, and it ended up because I told Eli the day before, okay, I'm going to call you this time. That spirit went and got half of Texas. Okay. He's like, yo, this lady's going to cross me over. When I was like, holy crap, who are all these people? I thought you had one. He's like, I do. I'm like, no, you don't. I'm like, if you did, you don't now. And the spirits were like, yeah, he, brought a brigade. And I'm like, fine, whatever. So we ended up crossing like almost 600 people. Because the reason why you can't cross one is because they tell everybody.
Well, they tell us things, Boomer, but our spirit guides that are there just for us, they're not going to tell anybody what we don't want anybody to know unless it is very important to our health or our well-being. I can see them doing it then, but that'd be the only way that they would ever betray us in any way, shape, or form. Our spirit guides. So now, do the spirits go and tell stuff in a heartbeat?
Oh, Deborah, that is so true. You know what?
I know you're
the way
kidding, but
she
I want to
explained
make
it
sure
was
everybody
beautiful.
else so they don't worry about the spirit guides telling her secrets. That's why I said that like that.
But yeah, you can. Like, I don't know, the other day, and I don't normally hear my mother, or like a lot of spirits try to talk to me, and I'll kind of get their energy, but I don't like hear my mother. And I'll get like images of the kids and stuff if they want me to see it, but I don't get that with my mother, right? And and I don't know if it's because you're so close to the situation or what, But the other day, the spirit asked me, "Do you have any alcohol?" I was going to do a crossover, and I'm like, "Look, I really don't drink. I have some sangria. It's been in the fridge a while, but you're welcome to have some." So I poured him some sangria. And as I'm pouring the sangria, in my mother's voice, I hear like she's standing next to me, but in my head, I don't know if that makes sense, guys. I heard it in my head, but it was like she was standing next to me saying it. Like I could like kind of see her standing like over me next to the coffee machine saying, as I'm pouring this sangria, "So you're gonna give them sangria and you're not gonna make your mother any coffee?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I made coffee too. And I was like, I don't know if that was my mother or another spirit, and I just maybe who sounded like my mother, or I don't, or somebody else's mother, but all I know is that's exactly what I heard. You're not going to make your mother any coffee. You're going to give them sangria. You're not going to make your mother any coffee. And I was like, holy crow, I better make
I'm
coffee.
surprised. I'm surprised that what my mother standing there saying that as much coffee as she drank when she was alive. Oh my God, she drank coffee all the time. She was a coffeeaholic.
Yes, Deborah, you're right. Only the way that their
She drank
grandmas were the
it
best.
from morning to night.
Oh, my mother too. She every time you saw my mother, she had an extra large Dunkin' Donuts coffee cup in her hand. Like you would think it was glued to her hand because
Uh-huh.
it never she always had one in her hand.
She liked it from home. I mean, she liked hers made at home. She
Well,
didn't
my
like
mother was working still till she worked up until 6 months before she passed. So
yeah.
she was, she'd get them in the morning on the way, she'd get one at lunch. She'd get two at lunch. And then she, so she always had one in her hand. Always.
You
She
can
got one on the way home.
you can keep this going if you want to. I'll just leave my thing on. But I'm gonna have to duck out. I'm not feeling so great. So I mean, it's up to you. You can leave it running if you want to, and I'll just leave it up. So, and I mean, I have to leave it up. I mean, I can't shut it up.
No, we'll say goodnight, and because this one's usually our short one anyway. Um, and like I said, it's Holy Week for me, so I really want to try to maybe get my videos. I'm gonna try to do my videos for the weekend so that I don't have to do anything because I'll be at church and baking and then dinner at my aunt's on Sundays. So I'm gonna try to get those videos done. So yeah, so we'll leave it at that. We will never seen or heard any my past family member. Oh, really, Carl?
It's hard
Uh,
to. It's hard to. I have trouble hearing mine or seeing them either, Carl. It's just something it is with us that can see and hear. It's very hard to communicate with your own family.
yeah. I like Mary's mom came and talked to me, to tell her because Mary wasn't listening to her. And I heard Mary's mom, and I don't normally do that. I guess they call it, I don't know, what is it, channeling or something. I don't normally do that any of that because, well, I don't. But if they come and talk to me and I hear them, and she had my number, and she made sure I heard her, and gave the message back to her. Yeah, Boomer, I'm Greek Orthodox, and Easter is this Sunday, so that's why it's Holy Week. But yeah, have a great night, everybody. I'll pay the outro, and thank you so much, Mary. I hope you feel better. I'll catch you on Messenger.
All right. Much love, everybody.
This is the end. Okay, there's the end screen. All right, I'll play the end outro, guys. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining us. If Mary's feeling well, she'll go on Sunday. If not, I will definitely see you guys next Wednesday live for Divination Wednesday. Thank you, everybody who came in and joined us today. Somewhere is the end.
Hello, everyone.
Remember, please discard all candy wrappers and popcorn containers in the nearest trash receptacle. Thank you. We are so glad you came. Okay, bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye. Is everyone gone? Huh? Good. Oh my gosh, my cheeks are killing me. I can't keep smiling like this anymore. I'm exhausted.